You don't even drink coffee.
Oh, yeah, like a milkshake or...
Oh, you get a milkshake. Oh.
You don't want to say milkshake, mate.
This includes venues as well, so when you go out, get that rig out before you get kicked out. That's something I live by.
Because I know we'd go to horse camps and you'd meet everyone and then everyone would keep in touch with. You'd get on MSN and then...
You want to readdress that?
What?
What kind of camps are you going on?
Anyway, week of a lifetime. It was absolutely massive. I was all over the place, driving hours
Didn't
and
you
hours
just
a
do
day.
your weekly update?
Well, that was not it.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Trust Us, episode 35, I believe. And yeah, obviously you've got myself, Doss, and everybody's favourite countryman, Pros.
That's right. Hello, everyone, and happy Men's Health Week. Hope you've been healthy this week, made healthy choices. I opted for apple juice tonight as a alternative to the usual beers or wines, which is technically grape juice or wheat juice, I guess, is beer. Beer is barley. I don't know. I don't know what ingredients there are.
It's juice.
But for Men's Health Week, let's talk about our healthy weeks we've had, Doss. And I think that we're prepared to share some healthy highlights from the past week. Me, I ran 100 kilometers. Not big deal for me. I'm not surprised when I do it. I just go out, do it, easy peasy. If you asked my wife how easily I do it, she'd say that the last 25Ks tell a different story. But out in the Simpson Desert, very, very fun, very cool. No, I said I was going to mute every time I cough, but I was sick like 2 months ago, so of course I've still got a dry
you
cough.
Put that mic closer to your mouth as you coughed. I know how you feel about our audience.
Yeah, I'm just sending it basically. But yeah, it was a really, really great event. Simpson Desert Ultra, out in the desert, awesome, overnight, so very cold, very wet. I was running through like ankle-high cold water for most of the run, which was crazy. The sand dunes were a relief to hit because they were compacted by the rain. It was just the best surface you could ever want to run on, which was awesome. But before we get into your healthy week, I wanted to raise a point that actually is very close to my heart and something that I'm a little bit nervous about, and that's running's popularity. As we know, it's having a huge surge at the moment. People love it. Everyone loves it. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's going to clubs. You know, it's the new dating scene. It's like, forget pubs, forget bars, forget clubs. Let's go run. It's where the singles go to mingle. It's getting a bit much for me as a someone that was running before it was cool. I'm a little bit stressed out because at some point people are going to start looking at me like I'm cringe. I used to be weird, but next it'll be I'm cringe because they'll be like, oh, that guy's not a real runner. He's just jumped on the bandwagon in 2024 to pick up chicks.
Oh, once it
that's
becomes
not true.
less cool, they'll be like, why is he still running? Once it fully arcs out. That's what you're worried about.
Yeah, no, well, I'm actually worried about the whole scene at the moment. Everyone's buying vests and wearing glasses and stuff like that.
Yuck. If you're doing long, yeah, fine. If you're running a 5K, put the fucking vest away. It is embarrassing.
If you're running 5K, put the vest away. It's crazy. Vests have become something incredibly contentious because suddenly everyone's wearing vests for any distance, which is great. Firstly, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not the vest police, all right? I don't have a problem with it. I just know that people have a problem with it. So what I'm saying is, like, when I see people wearing vests for 3Ks or whatever, I'm just sort of like, awesome, so glad you're running, but people are going to hate you for it. Because, you know, it probably is a little bit over the top. It's probably a bit over the top. You know, a lot of people's running leggings and stuff like that, they've got pockets now. You can put your phone away, blah, blah, blah. You don't need tons of nutrition or tons of water for a 3K jog. I'm sorry. But I'm not the best police. I'm one of the good guys. I'm the cool one.
Kind of sounds like
everyone.
The vest police, to be honest. You brought this up, and now you just sort of hound
It's just what I'm seeing. Of course, my Instagram is full of running content, and it's just the common thread is someone's wearing a vest and someone's getting roasted for it.
Maybe that's why running's becoming popular, because you're sharing it on your Instagram. Whereas, like, you could make other things popular if you shared it on your Instagram. Like podcasts you like, podcasts you host, even maybe you could share it on your personal.
Mate, if you think that I'm responsible for the surge of popularity in running, I am so flattered, man. I'm so flattered. Very generous of you, but no. I did actually think on my run today about one of the odd running video I've put up, and I'm like, I wonder if they'll go viral soon. Like they'll get picked up soon. Because I'm wearing my vest as well because I was running like 20-something K. So vest police, keep off my back, all right? I was doing 20K through full channels of water. It was insane. But anyway, I digress. That's my Men's Health Week spiel. What's been keeping you healthy, Dos?
I wish I got a heads up that it was Men's Health Week because my weekly highlights are not very healthy by any means. I thought, like, one thing I'm just curious to get an opinion on before I sort of dive deep. I was catching up with a mate for a beer, and I was like left work, and then he got held up at work, so I would have been there like 15 minutes early. So instead of being there 15 minutes early, I just like walk and like did a block, and then got there, like, and then he actually got there just before me, and then he saw me walking up, and he's like, "Why are you coming from that way?" Like, I was like, "Oh," that I had to explain. But like, does anyone else do that? I don't know. I just feel like it's a good way to get some steps in instead of just sitting there by yourself randomly at a bar.
Dude, crazy that you mentioned this because I was at the shops.
I was, just to clarify,
today.
I was wearing a vest when I did my extra walk, just in case I needed to get hydrated.
So yeah, I wore my vest from work down to the shops because obviously in Longreach it's 20 meters away, so I had to make sure I had a goo gel for every 20 meters. No, but I went to the shops today at 4:30. Danny said, she said, meet me at the shops 4:30. I was like, sweet. So I got there at 4:30, right? And she was a little bit late. No judgment whatsoever. Have you ever had to wait for someone in a shopping center?
Like in the shopping center?
In the IGA. I was like literally there was like 3 different aisles I stood at the front of with the view of the front door. Like I was well and truly in the shops. And I was just sort of standing there like, well, I'm not going to shop. I'm not going to pretend to shop. I'm not hungry. I don't want anything.
You have to pretend to shop. That's what you have to do.
That's what I had to do. So then next minute, I'm walking over to the roses section where there's just like a bunch of like the garden section where there's roses. Thankfully, Danny called there because I was stumped. I was just standing there in the roses section. Like I was like, people are going to think I'm stupid hanging out here in front of the roses. Like, look at this wannabe poet, like sensitive bloke spending 20 minutes standing in the roses section. Like, it was embarrassing. So I actually fully agree. I wish I'd stayed out of the shops. Anything would have been better.
Full
a blocky would have been better.
No one would have.
It would have been better.
Yeah.
I was worried. I don't get self-conscious often, but I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I was in a completely foreign situation. I've never had to wait for someone at the shops. So that was a new experience for me. Crazy that you had to do the same thing. Ish.
Yeah, ish. But like, surely grab some snacks or something. Go in the lolly aisle. Treat yourself, Until mum gets there, just treat yourself.
Because today today was the day as well. I was like, I'm not going to buy snacks. I'm not going to be tempted by anything. I'm going to have a healthy day.
Men's
I'm
Health
going to, look after myself, not make any bad choices. So yeah, no, I didn't want to look. I didn't want to be tempted. I didn't want to be in there. And I was like, if I leave, Danny will be here as soon as I leave. And because the people that are selling the surf life-saving tickets were out the front of the store.
So you have to go in.
I wasn't going to leave. I wasn't going to stay. I was going to hang around out front. Whoa. Yeah, this was it was a big afternoon for me, buddy.
So really, we can just blame the surf lifesavers. I think they're at fault
Exactly.
here. Also, why are they fucking hocking their shit in Longreach where it's like, 1,500 kilometers away from the beach?
I wonder if they think it's funny or ironic. It's just annoying. And they're always in front of the places you want to go. And it's always like, pretend to be on a phone call. Say, no thanks, mate. It's just like, I just don't like the experience of interacting, I should be able to walk on the street or go to the shops only being, chatted to by people I know. And that's it.
Yeah. And crackheads in the city. Because to be fair, they keep things interesting. Yeah. You just don't know what's going to happen.
They could have bits of wisdom as well. Wisdom, like astrology wisdom, perhaps visions of your future to share with you. I think that'd be reasonable. They could offer something like that.
Yeah. They say things. I don't know what they say, but they see things that we don't see. That's for sure.
Whoa. And do you know who else sees things that we don't see?
Who's that?
Star sign people, astrologists.
White girls.
White girls, they know.
Yeah.
They know, and they know about you before you've even said a word. Yeah, once they know your birthday, of course.
And what
But,
time?
they can find that out pretty easily. And what time?
Yeah, you know that, mate. That's a big influencer.
I wonder if that's what has redeemed my star sign. So I'm a Capricorn, which I thought was cool. It's the mountain goat, It's tough. It sounds awesome. Apparently, it's not romantically a great sign to have. Apparently, we're one of the more romantically villainous star signs. We're a bit inaccessible. We're pigeonholed as being dry, boring. This doesn't sound like me, does it, Dos?
Like romantically?
Yeah, I
it's
guess.
ticking a
Generally
lot
speaking.
of boxes.
Yeah, logical and alike. I'm not very logical, so wrong. I guess I am probably a bit logical. Anyway, so people, by first impression, they go, "Oh, he's a Capricorn." Like, wrap it up. No good. But Danny's mates, my wife's mates, at first they were like, "Yeah, nah, it's a wrap. This guy's not the one. He's not for you." Then they found out that I was a Libra rising, and that changed the whole game. Suddenly, I was the best guy ever. I don't know how I got the Libra rising. I'm not asking questions, but maybe that was because I was born in the morning, 5 a.m. Or maybe it's where I was born in the month. Anyway, I don't really question it because it's good for me now. It's beneficial. And I got a wife from it. So recommend it. Capricorn, Libra risings. We're romantically destined for greatness.
Yeah, that's fair. Why are you talking about star signs?
What do you mean, mate?
Because it's the road guide to star signs.
Okay.
Mate. Jeez, I gave you a layup and you still missed it.
I thought that the last 20 minutes of talking about star signs was like, I reckon this one might be about star signs.
I don't know, man. You know what our audience is like. They've probably got no idea. We got to spell these things out for them. Except for the people in Boardman. Yeah. They know what's up.
Shout out Boardman. No, the quacks weren't well received. I've heard actually some negative feedback about the quacks from one person who said that they said get rid of the quacks and bring back the dog row finish.
Ooh. All right, maybe.
Anyway,
we'll see. We'll let fate
decide.
Anyway, let's talk about me. Hold up, I want to talk about my fucking star sign because I'm the main character in this freaking podcast. So, I'm a Virgo, which also seems to be on a similar, I guess, hate theme, because I have not dated a girl that's liked me. I don't know if that has anything to do with my star sign. I'm hoping.
It must be the star sign.
It has to be. It's the only common denominator.
Yeah.
So I think any girl I've ever met that likes star signs has been off me because I'm a Virgo. And then
is that most girls though?
I found one. So I found one, and she was all about it. I think she was a Virgo. No, she was something similar.
She would have been some scumbag star sign too. Scorpio? Are they good or are they romantic? I don't know. I don't pay much attention.
Sound romantic. Anyway, so then they liked me, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then all of a sudden, her friends were like, oh, do you have co-star? And I was like, no. They're like, oh, get it. We'll see what your moon star sign is, because you can have more. So you have your Virgos, your basic one, and then because of the time, and then because of the year, other things, you get like 2 others. And then, so I was a Virgo, Gemini, and then all of a sudden they all turned on me. And I was like, oh, come on. I finally was in the good books for having a Virgo star sign.
They were like, let's go back deeper. Let's dig a little deeper on this guy. Honestly though, Gemini, I feel like you are mostly Gemini. I would think you're a Gemini.
Yeah? Do you know what the difference is?
No, I don't. I would just assume that it's kind of like, I see you as this one thing, which is great. But women see you as this other thing, which is,
Is great. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I cut out there for a bit.
It's really good. It's fantastic.
I know you're trying to say something. I thought I'd just jump in. Well, admittedly, my star sign at the moment needs to feel useful, which obviously why we have an advice podcast. Has a quick fix for everything, which is the road guide.
True. Financial quick fix.
Judgmental, because we don't like our audience, but with good intentions, because I believe you can grow by the more you listen to us. You will become better humans.
Whoa. Do you have mine there, or is it just yours?
I don't know how to work this app further than me, so, bro. I'm battling.
Honestly, I was reading like the app info, so I mean, it's just not even inside the app.
That was just the terms and conditions.
All right. Well, let's jump into it. Road Guide to Star Signs, something that clearly we're both very well versed on, kind of like raising kids. Another area we're striding into with full confidence.
This one I think we probably might have needed more of an expert in than raising kids. We had that shit down pat. This one I think I feel a little bit more uncomfortable with the lack of knowledge in this.
Well, first one, step number one is you're not above caring about star signs. I don't really care who you are. Chances are, it's more often than not, I feel like star signs are beneficial, that you can connect with people using them. So, even ironically. So for me, a non-carer about star signs, at no point has it benefited me to absolutely sledge star signs in front of a girl, let's just say, in front of someone I'm interested in. That's always been a bad idea. Almost exclusively, except for the odd time you might strike out, in which case they'll say, oh, I think those are dumb. And you'll be like, yeah, I think they're really dumb. And you can back it up. But you're not too cool to come out and start punching down on star signs, because I feel like you definitely stand to benefit from knowing a little bit, not knowing too much. I feel like if you know too much, then you lose something to talk about, and it's a bit sus.
Yeah.
But if you know the basics and you're interested in hearing the mystical information that it involves, I feel like it's always fun or interesting, as long as you're not a villainous star sign like Capricorn or a Virgo, in which case oftentimes it's kind of like, oh, that's no good. In which case that's when you go, yeah, I don't really believe them. I'm kind of different to all the other Capricorns, actually.
Yeah, I feel like star signs is one of those things where when you meet someone and then they're sort of like, oh, yeah, really into star signs, you're like, yeah, and you're sort of getting around it. And then when you're back with the boys, you're like, fuck that, man. I didn't fucking care. I don't care that I'm judgmental or, it's all just, wishy-washy.
And you write in your diary like, she understood me like no other.
She knows me. How'd she know me so quickly? Why does she already hate me?
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point. Which is step 2. Everyone's going to hate you. No matter what your star sign is, potentially, if we're just going off the two of us here, everybody hates us straight away. Because
100% of us in the pod, for sure.
There is some real judgment and some real sort of discrimination to certain star signs. And I think that'll be addressed one day, I'm sure of it. But right now, it hasn't
it's the
quite...
next level of
cancel culture. That's the next step, which is going to be good because I'm super keen because I'm definitely marginalized.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I think you just got to be aware that step 2, you are going to cop some flack from, you just don't even know who's going to give it to you, but they're going to give it to you.
See, I reckon there's 12 star signs, isn't there? Because 12 months or whatever. I reckon there's probably 2 universally agreed superior star signs. Now, I don't know what they are, but I just know that from time to time, I keep hearing the same 2 always thrown around. I feel like Libra might be one of them, controversially, which is why it counted my Capricorn, right? So Capricorn bad, Libra good, made me worth a shot romantically. And then there's another one, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to all this crap.
I can confirm it's not
Which is
Gemini.
step 3.
There's not much love for Gemini.
No, I don't think there's any love for Gemini. I think Gemini has like every aspect going against it because it's like they're really good and they're also really, really bad. And it's just not worth it. Step 3, though, this is the magic of astrology and star signs. You don't like it, you can just dismiss it. You can just go, ha, 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 stupid, and then carry on with your life because some would say, not necessarily the opinion of the pod, but some would say it's all made up and quite silly and that horoscopes are incredibly vague and not necessarily, don't necessarily hit like you would expect something as concrete as a star sign to hit. That's obviously not my point. As you can tell, I'm quite well versed in star signs, but you can just go, don't really care. And shorten your pool up. And that way you can be more specific with the partners that you want to pursue.
I think that's a good way to go about it. Obviously dismiss it, be honest with it, and then go home and then just charge your crystals because like you obviously want to balance it out. Because either way, one of them's right. It's like religion,
Yeah.
Someone's going to heaven. You just gotta put your eggs in a few baskets. If you're not choosing the star
it's like
signs, you're choosing crystals.
If your chips are down, you might as well say a prayer because what else might help. This could be what cracks it for you. It's just like that. Charge the crystal for sure.
Yeah. When in doubt, charge a crystal. Or smoke a crystal. Who knows? Who knows what you're into?
Whoa, that's like extreme astrology.
Yeah, you're absorbing it into
We're
your
ingesting
body.
it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're charging it. It's charging you at this point.
And I'm charging it. Let's just say that.
I'm harassing the next person that goes to the shops, that's for sure. It's either me or the Surf Lifesavers. Someone's doing it. Who would you prefer to bump into walking to the shops? A crackhead, or B, a Surf Lifesaver at their table? And just
like one
hear
of
me
those-
out because remember, like the crackhead, there's a chance they're just talking to someone else and not even you. Like you obviously there's a
you
higher
just happen
risk.
to be there.
Yeah, if they engage with you,
Yeah.
there's a higher risk, but there's a lower risk of them engaging. Whereas a Surf Lifesaver is
Yeah.
going to have a crack. They don't feel anything. They're going to have a crack at you,
And
but it won't be as intense.
And the likelihood of one of the Surf Lifesavers or the Boys Town people that sell those tickets for the raffles, the likelihood of them actually saying something sneak diss, like something a bit mean, to you, is quite high. They just slide
Yeah.
those things in there,
Yeah.
and they just go like, oh, probably couldn't afford it anyway, mate. Good job. Right.
Probably
No.
couldn't afford it anyway. So, bro, I'll
Yeah,
have
no,
you
this
know,
isn't-
I'm
this
come to
isn't
the
for you,
shop
mate.
to wait for my girlfriend to buy my food.
Because she's bringing the money.
Whereas, like,
Yeah.
a crackhead's not going to take money off you, most likely. He might hit you or bump you or yell at you. Well, crackheads don't really rob you because they don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I feel like that might not be the experience of people. They don't rob you because they look at you and they're like, Shrek.
One of us. One of us. Like, what's up, brother? Let's go rob those Surf Lifesavers. My fellow Virgos, let's go. Imagine if all crackheads all one star sign. Think about it. That's probably, they've escaped this knowledge. Like, no
Imagine.
one's actually probably checked their star signs. And there could just be Virgo. Maybe they're in packs, depending on where
Whoa.
they've, hunkered down in the city.
That's
is
research.
actually-
Once again, the pod getting academic, weirdly academic. That's the point to be researched for sure.
Yeah. So anyone out there, anyone listening, anytime you bump into a crackhead, just ask their star sign, and then send it in to us, and we'll do a bit of a roadmap, and we'll get to the bottom of it.
Oh yeah, the Aries hang out in this section of Australia, and the Tauruses are over here.
I feel like it'll end up like the Divergent series. They all end up in different areas, different powers. Did I do my step 4?
No, mate, you're
I
step
think
4.
I did. Well, if they got the vibe of how I've been chatting, step 4 is fake it till you make it. So I think I've sort of nailed that in all aspects of life. No matter your star sign, you can still fake it till you make it.
Are you saying lie about when you were born?
Maybe. Depending on where you think things are going to go. And obviously play dumb. You have to play dumb. That's the best way to do it. And then just be like, oh, what star signs are you suited to? And then just pick one of them. Never the first
Oh, yeah,
one
I
they
think
say.
I'm
Always
that
the
one.
second one. Yeah, always say the second
that
one.
one. Yeah, that's me.
No, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, I'm a Virgo. Oh, fuck.
Well, step 5. This is important. This can really impact the chances of your child. Again, taking it back to episode 2 of this season, which I think was raising kids. This is important for your children, clearly, because we're discussing it now. It's important for adults.
And this is a
So-
pod for your children.
This is on YouTube Kids. Like this is on Spotify Kids. Like kids are listening to this. This is the kids finish their Andrew Tate video and then they come straight to this pretty much.
We're in that algorithm.
Yeah, we're in that algorithm, which the kids are eating up at the moment, really.
Ooh, yeah.
So think about when you're conceiving. What kind of star sign child are you going to be creating? This could impact their dating life. If it all turns out to be real, which the jury's still out, this could impact their financial success, how they are at work, how they communicate with people. It could affect a lot of things. It could affect where they end up having their crack in the city. Like they could end up in Sydney. Oh
yeah.
Those Sydney star signers.
Or having like fancy crack in like Brunswick or something. Or
yeah, crack you haven't heard of, crack you've never even tried. Like it's that sort of indie, sort of underground stuff.
Yeah. Or you're not cool enough for this crack.
You haven't heard of it. Oh, you haven't heard of this. You haven't heard of this. Yeah. But yeah, think about that. That's another important thing to think about, I think. In fact, number one, think about your kid's star sign when you're conceiving. Number two, think about if you're ready to be having kids. But let me point you back to episode 2 of this season for more information on that.
Yeah, we can help you make them, and but it's also about the timing. Yeah, that's a big one.
You can help the listeners make them.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Expenses paid flight to Boardman coming through.
Let's go up the ducks. We're gonna make more baby ducklings. That's for sure.
We do.
Yeah. Well, that's
our guide to star signs, mate.
Yeah, I actually feel like I learnt a little bit as we went on.
I learned that you're a Virgo, and Virgo's the funny one because it's kind of like virgin.
That's how I remembered it. I can't remember any of the others except for maybe Leon because it's like a lion.
Oh, you said Leon?
Yeah, but I might delete that.
That has completely... That has shattered
what is it?
Public trust in us.
Say it. What is
Leo.
it?
It's Leo?
Oh, Leo. It is Leo. Damn.
Kings of Leon. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but yeah.
Well, here's one for you. So
it's raw.
Going in raw. All this baby chat made me just think about going in raw. So that's how we're doing it. Here's one for you. So I think I might have the record on like average speed that I strip my clothes, my work clothes, once I walk in the door from work, and then as soon as I get in home. I'm like, it was like an elevator up to an apartment. I'm like half stripping in the elevator. And then, I don't even know why. I do it. As soon as I walk in the door.
It's nudie run from when the elevator's door opens to your apartment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quick. It's rapid. And then there's
your jeans are like falling down your legs. Yeah.
It's pretty intense, that's for sure. But yeah, I was like, I'm curious, does anyone else do something like that? Like, because I honestly am like in the door. By the time I'm in my room, I'm just in my undies and then putting on something comfortable.
No, I'm pretty quick with it. But I'm taking my shoes off. It's quite a process, even though they're boots. Taking my socks off. Yeah, no, it's not quite as like that as you are. Clearly, is that every day? Is that a daily bolt for you?
Honestly, mate, it would be under a minute when I work in the office, and when I get home, it would be under a minute, and I'd be gone, stripped.
And what? And just like into new clothes, or just naked?
Probably into footy shorts or something comfy. Yeah, not necessarily naked. Don't quite have that swagger. But yeah, and I've even started doing it on nights out. So like, I'll wake up the next morning and be like, oh man, what's going on? And I'll walk in the lounge room and there's clothes everywhere. Like there's going out shirt hanging. There's a shoe over here. It's just chaos. And I'm like, whoa. Well, I got home and I went home to bed quick. In that case, I am naked most of the time. And just clarify, there's no one else there. It's just me just stripping by myself and just running straight to bed.
Interesting. Exposed. Lover boy DOS alone at home. all the time.
It's the same process if I come home with someone or by myself. Stripped naked in a minute and done in a minute.
Efficient.
Yeah, that's what we're going for.
That's it. That goes on your cover letter or something. Really efficient in all cases. Let me be specific about a particular case where I'm efficient.
Yeah, I've got a good example for you.
Look, you might feel like a bit of an alien for how quickly you do that. A bit unusual, a bit uncommon. But I tell you what, I feel a bit unusual when I do captures, mate. Captures. You know when you like go on to log into something and it's like, here's like some gibberish letters. What does this box of letters say? And it's like capital E, 3, T, C. Come on, you've seen this before. You've seen a capture.
Yeah, the password things.
I'm not a robot. Tick.
Yeah. I've never heard it called captures.
Oh my God. Darcy, tell me you're hearing this. This is low. This is really basic. Wow. I mean,
why are you coming at me? I can ask you a question. That's twice this episode. You've just abused me for asking a simple question.
He doesn't know what a capture is. This Luddite, this caveman, Neanderthal over here. All right, but I've explained to you what a capture is. Do you know now, in case you and somehow someone else doesn't know what it is?
Yes, me and...
You have to prove you're not a robot, so you have to fill in all these little gibberish things. Normally, it's quite easy. Normally, what signs have the traffic lights in them? Which pictures have the cars in them? Boom, tick, I'm in. I was fooled. I was beaten by capture recently. I was trying to deactivate my Twitter/X account, and I had to log into it. And X has the most absurd capture I've ever seen. Basically, there's two images. One is a hand pointing in all the different directions, pointing this direction. And the other one is two animals with a symbol above its head. And it's like the animal matching the symbol above this finger, rotate it so it's facing in the same direction. And you have to do that 15 times. And the finger isn't 15 times. And the finger isn't 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's really kind of not quite specific. And sometimes the direction the animal's facing is not quite matching up, no matter which way you go when you flick it. So I did that. I probably spent, honestly, half an hour trying to prove I was not a robot. And guess what? I could not successfully prove I was not a robot, which honestly comes full circle to how Capricorns are perceived actually with being a bit robotic and inaccessible. Whoa.
Look at it. For those playing at home, he is having a realization right now, and his mind is being blown. His robotic mind is being blown.
Even computers know I'm a Capricorn, and they go, "Well, this guy's not really human. He's robot."
We're not letting him in. There's no Capricorns on X.
We're not letting him into X/Twitter. Come on. He's letting everybody in. But anyway,
it's
there you
for
go.
cool kids, man. Even X hates Capricorns.
But yeah, there's my experience. I've never failed captures that much, and I just had to stop doing it because it was wasting my time. 15 things? Oh my
Bro, why are they getting so fucking hard?
Because the AI is getting so much better, right?
It makes sense. Stop making AI.
Yeah, it's too late. Ship sailed, mate. You know what Facebook's doing now, apparently? Meta? They're going to basically, unless you opt out of it, which I don't think you can do in Australia, they're going to scrape all of your posts and pictures from till 2007 and use it to educate their AI for their AI's learning. Don't quote me on that. I'm out of the news circle, so I don't really know if that's true or not. But it's what I'm saying here into the microphone, so it's probably accurate.
I think as long as they don't get all of that sort of history and info from Xbox Live or PlayStation chat, I think the robots might turn out all right. I think if you put that
Microsoft's AI, on the other hand.
oh boy. That's going to be Skynet, Terminator all over again.
It's going to be so angry, just furious. Microsoft AI. It's going to be so pure. And they're feed it the history of Microsoft communications. Yeah. And it's just going to be destroy.
Yeah. But it's just so not accurate because the shit you say online, the definition of keyboard warriors is negative. It's people doing shit that they would never do at home. So you're going to get all of that toxic. No one's extra nice on social media. compared to what they are in real life.
I'm pretty nice on social media.
Bro,
I'm not
you
saying
just
that, but
bullied me on a podcast internet platform, which you would not do if I was there in person.
yeah, but that's going and feeding Google's AI. So different AI to the Microsoft AI. Microsoft could sell their AI to like the US government as like the combat AI, I think. Because it's just like
Definitely.
genetically predisposed to combat and to violence.
Do you reckon the AIs will fight in the end? You know, everyone thinks AI is just going to wipe out humans.
Google versus Meta versus Microsoft versus ChatGPT kind of thing.
MySpace comes out of nowhere and they're fucking back into it.
After they're done with us. Yes, they'll fight. We won't see it. We won't see it, but they will. They will fight.
No, you might
Because the Microsoft AI exists.
You're one of them, bro.
Yeah.
You're a robot. You
Imagine you're the
Capricorns will
last
see
person in
it.
the world. Oh, they'll make all of the humans. They'll line them up and make them do a capture, and everyone will successfully do the capture except me. That's a good premise for a really bad movie. I like that.
Yeah, or a really bad pod. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that it?
that's all I got, man. I'm sick of talking to these
We're good. I think we're done.
Yeah, I've given them enough knowledge. That'll
Wrap
wrap
it
us
up.
up. Let's wrap it up raw and hard.
No.
Oh, yeah. How do you wrap it up and then go raw?
Stop recording.
No, this is it. The AI is going to pick this up.
You're going to hear the AI like provide an answer to someone that is like, I said that.
Definitely. But anyway, we're going to have the big call next week. It's going to be a solo episode. So it's going to be big. It's going to be fun. And yeah, so you won't have to listen to us talk about star signs. Or maybe we will. Maybe that is the big call. You just don't know with us, do you? Because we just do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.